Well, hi guys, and welcome back to our Survive and Thrive, the new reality. And I am with our lovely guest and hostess as well, Caroline Adlin from Florida, from RT Shark. We're going to be talking about websites today, the good parts and sometimes the unfortunate bad parts that go into websites. So, welcome, Caroline. Great to see you again.
Thank you. Thanks, Graham. And I think websites is such a great topic to talk about when people are home and they can't go anywhere and they're stuck online, so they could take a look at their own art website and maybe see if they make the grade. So you and I, kind of had a little pre-discussion about some of the things we see on art websites and maybe some of the things we'd like to see. And I know you've looked at thousands of our websites?
Yes. Usually thousands. We sort of had to.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So you see the same mistakes over and over, and you see some sites where you are just like, wow, this person, so impressive. Yeah. So I'd love to just throw a few things out there to our listeners today, to our viewers, and throw up some ideas for great websites and also maybe some mistakes so that you can then go on your own website and change them up.
Yeah, definitely. And we've picked two artists that are actually Colour on Your Life artists, funnily enough. A gentleman called Steve Griggs, who's from Colorado, who's a fantastic watercolour artist, and also a lady from our Australian Capital Territory, Caroline Diebel, who's also a watercolour artist as well. But they've both got really, really well set up websites. So let's make a start. What are your comments on these?
Ooh, okay. You know what? I want to start out with, both of these artists have their own website. And, there are people out there who don't. If you're a beginner and you get started maybe on a marketplace or somewhere, that's fine. But in my opinion, if an artist is serious, if they want you to look at their work and to take you seriously as an artist, you need your own website with your own domain name that you control, and where you can design it and lead people through to tell your story so that they'll have the experience you want them to have.
Yes, absolutely. And I've seen, as you probably have as well, people using Facebook or Instagram or a combination site where there's a lot of artists to sort of direct them there. And I think it looks very unprofessional and will not achieve the results that you want as well.
Right, because you have no control of the other people on the site. If their work or their photography is horrible, it drags the whole thing down. So we're starting, at square one, have your own website. And so I'd love to take a look at these two artists' website. And, let's start with Caroline Diebel. She's in Australia and she's a watercolorist, and her work is just lovely. It has this very distinctive style that I think flows through all of her paintings. She's a very mature style, and she's an experienced artist. And she works in different subject matters. So I'm looking at her navigation bar right now, and I see she's got rock art. I think she's really well known for her paintings of rocks that are in streams and in the water, and then seascapes, contemporary flora, treescapes, landscapes. So her work has a similar style, but I like the way that she's separated it out into different collections for viewing purposes.
Yes. Yeah, and it's really well put together. I mean, if you look at the hexagonals that she's got in her rock art, and then you go to seascapes, and it's just really delightful to look at. You've got the triangles and seascapes.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think it's a theme that it looks like she built this on Wix. Okay, so she built this on Wix. It must be a theme that she got a hold of. I think it's actually really interesting, and I agree with you. It's very different, and it makes you want to click through and see more.
Yes, it absolutely does.
Yeah, and then if you are on one of those collection pages and you click on any one of those images, it puts you right into a slideshow. Yeah,
so basically you can sort of follow through and you enjoy the journey with the site as well. It's
Exactly. I love it. A slideshow. I mean, do you think that that's important? I like to go click, 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 and I'm just kind of looking through the work without interruption. I'm not going to have to go back and select another image. It flows really well.
Yeah, and it makes it's reliable for the onlooker that's looking at the site. They know that there's something coming up. I think the thing that's bad about websites is when you don't know where to go, when you're struggling.
Oh my gosh!
What have I got to do?
Yeah.
And where's the navigation bar? How do I contact this person? What am I looking for? And this is really easy to look through. It's a fantastic site.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think simplicity makes it easy. I think when you look at, for example, a navigation bar that's only limited, that doesn't have too many options on it, or if you do want to put things into drop downs, sometimes you can do that in a for example, different collections might be in a drop down menu so that they're really organized in an intuitive way.
Yeah. Another thing that annoys me, I don't know about you, is music. When music comes on and when you go in there and all of a sudden you're directed to somewhere else, you're listening to music that you don't want to listen to, and then something else pops up and you're going, what the hell happened there? And it might be in the middle of the
still happen? Do people still do that? That's from like 1994 or something.
And some people are still doing it. I'm going, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, if the viewer comes in and they're annoyed at the site before they even start, the chances of them even looking at anything are just completely gone.
And I think that there's a contemporary equivalent to that. So for example, if you went on any page on your website and you have a video, I would always allow them to control whether it starts or not. I would never automatically start a video. Because if they're at work and they're clicking through and suddenly their boss realizes, oh my gosh, they're on your site.
Or it's 10 o'clock at night, everybody else is asleep, and all of a sudden there's this loud noise that goes through the house.
That's happened to me. What's going on?
Annoying. What are you doing?
Very annoying. But I think videos are a fantastic addition to websites. And so I'm going to jump over to Steve Griggs.
Sure.
And he's a Colorado watercolorist. His work, his style is just incredible. I love the look. He's got this contemporary kind of very spontaneous look. He's got these landscapes that are just gorgeous. You just want to own them. Hopefully you want to own them. Take a look, Steve Griggs. Watercolor.com. And so what did Steve do? Steve was one of your artists. Here we visit his homepage. There he is winning his award. Yay, a picture of Steve. Love that.
Yeah.
And then what does he put below that?
We love Steve.
Yeah.
The thing about Steve is he's really proactive as well. I mean, regardless of the fact that he's been on Colour on Your Life and he's got that on his front page, Steve literally is active every day on social networking. He's always planning something, he's always doing something, and he really gets a lot of attention for doing that. Obviously, having the Colour on Your Life show on your front page helps them a lot as well, because straight away, as you said, somebody can come in and then look at the video at their own choice. They know that they are. And Steve's extremely thrilled about what we've done for him. He just said it's been really, really a really valuable asset to his whole system, which is just great.
Oh yeah, I think looking at a television show right on the homepage of your site, it gives him instant credibility. It shows that he is a serious artist who's been, gotten this kind of exposure, and people are going to go, wow. I mean, you want to start off with a wow, right? The other thing that I love about his site is it's very robust. He's got all kinds of things going on. He has events that are coming up. He has now. Clearly, right now things have been canceled, but he has exhibitions that are listed. He's got fairs coming up. So, if they were going to happen, you'd be able to follow his schedule. He has a whole page of videos that are going to take you over to his YouTube channel. And he has a page of press where he's showing you, all these different articles about him and how he's gotten attention and, that he's newsworthy. So I love it. This is just a site that's just filled with all kinds of things going on, learning from the artist, buying from the artist. I love it. I would actually encourage people to visit these two sites, and you ought to share their URLs and just take a look. You know, we love you guys. Love what you're doing.
One of the great things about Steve, and I think the reason that some artists are wonderfully successful, is they have wonderful partners as well.
Oh my gosh, true.
She is just a fantastic woman. She's actually got her own blog on his site, Sue's Muse.
Sue, yeah, she's great.
She's just such a great support. She really is. So it was a pleasure to meet both of them when we went to Colorado. It was just wonderful. It really was. But all around, just dynamic. The one thing that we did discuss before was some of the things that people leave out, and these are great examples of what you should do to go and have a look. But contact information. You were just saying before that you came up with some sites where the artist didn't even have their name on the website. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, a big oversight. Clearly, they're suffering from what we call the curse of knowledge. They know their own name, and so they forget to tell other people. They forget to introduce themselves. Yeah. But I think you're right with contact information. And I saw a suggestion one time I thought actually was a really good idea, that artists should put their email address and their telephone number right in their header. Yeah. Why not? If you want to get a phone call, are you willing to take a phone call from someone who's interested in your art? My guess is yes. You know, put that information where people can see it, and a header or perhaps a footer, definitely on that contact page as well.
Yeah, I think it's just so important. And the last thing after visiting the thousands of websites that we have is trying to find contact details. You'll love the work and the website's reasonably well set up, but you simply can't find any information. I mean, I would say at least 3 or 4 websites that we've actually been to, there was no contact information whatsoever.
Wow.
I mean, no email, no Dropbox, no telephone number, no nothing at all.
Yeah, so you're kind of left in the cold. Well, what happens is that, you know, the visitors come to your site, they see what's there, they like it, they can't contact you, and then they click away. And then they buy from someone that they can contact. And another thing that I think is quite important is, if you really intend to sell your work online, why don't you put a price on it? Why don't you put a shopping cart function? I mean, there are reasons that people don't. I mean, if your work was all tied up with a gallery and the gallery insisted that you only sold through them and you had that agreement, that's fine. Or, you know, maybe you don't sell your originals, you only license, and, you know, therefore it wouldn't be for sale. But a lot of artists who would like to sell are not telling people how much their work is. And I've never contacted anyone and asked them what their prices were. I don't know that you have either. I doubt most people would do it. Yeah. I think it's just valuable information. Here's what it is. You know, if it's not in your price range, fine. If it is, you know, that's a reason for them to continue. So really, it's, I think, guiding the visitor through the entire shopping experience, knowing that you're hitting all the right points so that they can get to, you know, what do you want them to do? Buy from you, visit your list, you know, contact you or whatever.
Exactly. Good information.
So it's been great talking with you about all these website tips. And I just want to encourage people to visit the Clark Hulings Fund website. We've got an entire digital campus, lots of tips about selling art online, you know, your best online presence and so forth. And so I'm really proud to be a facilitator with them, and I encourage you to visit the site.
Yeah, they're a great organization. You can go through our portal as well, which is coloryourlife.com.au/CHF, and you can go on and see the Clark Hulings Fund on our website, and then click through it and go and see all of the great things that they've got as well. They're there basically to assist artists to better manage their lives, I would say. Carolyn Edlin from Artsy Shark, it's been fantastic, and we'll see you guys again shortly.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.